Hey everybody, this is Shawn Powell. It is a few days after Christmas, and I hope you had a great Christmas. I woke up today, I had a couple of messages from people, and it really got me thinking. This technically is going to be a video. I may mention Exitus Elite, but it's really going to be for teaching people maybe any business. I don't care what it is. It's universal. I do power lead systems. I've been with them since February of 2015. I've been with Exitus Elite since August the 1st of 2016. And I've been able to do really well in every business pretty much I've ever been a part of. But I think I'm going to take the time to just openly talk about what people are doing wrong and maybe how to get on the right path, and don't matter what the business is. So it's going to be a universal training. This is actually my little boy right here. He's 13 years old. We just recently had that conversation talking about Santa Claus. And I loved it, man. I absolutely loved every second of every year. Joking and cutting up with my little boy. He always was really good saying, "Hey, Adam, baby, today I had a phone call from Santa. You ain't gonna believe it." He fully was into Christmas, And so this year, I decided to trick him a little bit. The big thing was the Xbox Series X he wanted for Christmas, and of course they're really hard to get. This COVID really slowed down a lot of things when it comes to them producing it, and same with the PlayStation 5, right? Well, I was lucky enough to get both, and to be honest, my first intention was to sell the PlayStation 5. It was just being able to get my hands on it real quick, and I figured I'd do that. But I figured somewhere along the path we're probably going to wind up getting one anyhow. So when I had the opportunity to get both, I just went ahead and got them both. So my son was under the assumption that he was getting neither. And so I'm going to play that in the background while I do a little bit of talking here.
I love you always, Dad.
Hold on, let me stop this for you. Okay, I'm not going to have the audio going. But just understand that literally says, "Son, I apologize for not being able, I'm sorry I couldn't get you an Xbox for Christmas, but I hope you like it." And he didn't want to look at you because he didn't know what it was. So that's him. So I'm going to let that play. Okay, y'all, whatever business you come into, I don't care what business it is, it really doesn't matter. It's going to be more about what you think about your business than anything else. What you think about your business is more important than what business you pick, to be honest. Now, the reason I say that, because to be successful and to make them incredible ratios, to become a leader that where people really know that, who you are in that business, it's going to take you having to believe in that business. In my opinion, not opinion, it's just fact. If I didn't believe in a business, I wouldn't do it. I don't care how much money my friends have made in it, or anything like that. And I've had friends before where I ran in businesses, and then the next thing you know, he'd go to another business, and I just wasn't feeling it, and I'm not going to be part of that business. I make YouTube videos, right? I cannot sit down and mass record and make 100 videos for a company, potentially even more than that, if I don't believe in the business itself, because people are going to see right through you. They're going to sense whether or not you believe in that business. So what I'm going to tell you is, right from the get-go, if you don't feel excited about a business, if it doesn't make sense to you, if it doesn't register to you that something can really happen with this business, don't do it. Secondly, you have got to quit going from business to business to business, because a lot of times, if you feel good enough about this business, you don't need to go to this second one or this third one or whatever. It's not really necessary for you to keep going and jumping from business to business to business. The worst part is, a lot of y'all, you think that it's going to be better when you get over here, right? Now, if there's something particular about this new business that come out, and you love it and you can trust it and stuff like that, y'all, then great, go to that. But I'm just saying, some of y'all, you jump into business, you spend $1,000, $1,500, maybe even more, and then you go to the next one, and there was nothing wrong with this one, but you think that something's going to be different. It's all about you. It's not about the businesses itself. Now, I'm going to show you. This is my little boy. His mind was blown that I had both of them right here, right? Now let me go to something I had just recently posted, and I talk about this stuff right here. Here's a picture of Leo, our kitty cat, at our fireplace right here at Christmas time. I posted something recently. Now, the reason why I post stuff like this on my timeline, this is for online business, to be honest, but I want people to relate with me, right? So I put stuff like this. It's right after Christmas. I just did this a few minutes ago. Probably got likes and comments and stuff like that, right? Now, I'm actually going to probably read some of this to you, for you, and hope that maybe, this will kind of keep us on track a little bit. Okay, so first of all, you have to believe in the business to do the business, right? Don't jump in just because I'm thinking I'm going to make some money. That's going to be it. I have a friend that made a lot of money in it. If you're not feeling that business, don't do it, okay? If you find a business you believe in, pick one way to get out to people and master it, knowing you are not going to quit, okay? Now, I was telling you earlier, a lot of y'all, you come into a business, you're excited, you got a lot of enthusiasm for the business, maybe you're agreeing to online business, you have an idea how you think it's going to work. It doesn't mean it's the right way. It doesn't mean, and I'm talking about how to get out to people, but in your mind, you might already have this image of what you're going to do, right? When I first got an online business, don't you see these big arcade games, right? I collected arcade games. I think we got 13 of them now, right? So I've got a lot of these big ones. This is my breakfast area. It's just a really good place for me to make YouTube videos, and I like to keep these two right here. Miss Pac-Man's very popular. Raiden is awesome. That's my first arcade game. I paid $25 for, and I put a 60-in-1 in it so we can play a lot of the classic games and stuff like that. So basically, you can say we got 61 arcade or 62 arcade games sitting in here. So that worked out and made sense. People that do arcade games usually go to Craigslist, right? The reason why, if you go somewhere like eBay, you might get a better price, which usually you don't, but the shipping and handling is just not even going to make sense. Craigslist is going to wind up giving you what you want, and you're just going to have to go get it. You may have to drive an hour here or whatever, but if you got a vehicle or a truck or even an SUV, possibly lay these down in, you get what you want. I paid $300 for this, and I did all the artwork myself. It had been, basically had faded out, and so I pretty much rescued and saved. I've redone the front up here. I saved this Miss Pac-Man machine, and I loved it. I spent 9 hours of laying down, drawing the front of it, and repainting it because the front somebody had a bar still and kicked it up, right? So anyhow, you know where I came from, right? So when I got an online business, I had worked in restaurants. When I retired, I did 26 years in restaurants. It took me 6 months to get free, so I had 25 years of restaurants with no end in sight, right? My little boy got $11,000 worth of medical bills in a week. And though financially we weren't bad off or anything, me being a single full-time dad, I didn't have an end in sight. There was no way out, And after 26 years, I started thinking maybe I need to do something because my son, if he had something major, my finances was being wiped out in no time. You see what I'm saying? So thank God it didn't go that path, but it got me thinking, right? So I went online and started looking, and the next thing you know, I got really excited about a business. And so it might not have been the best business in the world, but I didn't know no better. You don't know what you don't know. It was legit. It's still around. I can give it that, So I jumped into it, and the gears started turning in my head, right? Now, on my day one, I thought I was going to become Craigslist king. I was going to be posting ads everywhere, all over the United States like crazy. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to get money. I'm going to blow this business up, And I had that excitement burn in my belly for this business, right? That was my first thought, okay? It's all I knew. I knew Craigslist. I was comfortable with Craigslist. I'd gone and bought all these arcade games and stuff, and that was the way I thought I was going to put it together. Now, I wasn't a Facebook person. Most guys in their 40s, usually working 60, 65 hours a week, being a single full-time dad, aren't posting on Facebook a lot. Now, of course, all the people I see on Facebook, they're Facebook people, but there's a lot of people who are not. I was one of those people. I've got uncles who still don't have, they're the last ones to grab a cell phone. They're also, you won't see them type a word on Facebook. So there's a lot of us still out there, believe it or not, right? So I didn't know anything about Facebook. I didn't know anything about YouTube. Only few videos I had ever done was these arcade games, and me maybe holding a phone or a $4 stand I had or something, and that was it, right? So my image of online business was built upon Craigslist, is what I was trying to say. Now, when I got in, I hit Craigslist pretty hard. I got maybe 200 leads. I was excited, they really, other than just a post I had made on Craigslist, they had no other way to connect with me, right? And I almost felt like right from day one, I understood if I could let these people see what I feel, this burn in my stomach, this thing's going to take off. Well, out of the probably 150, 200 leads I got real quick, nobody converted. There was a couple of them that started, but it just wouldn't get any further. I had some decent signups. That was just it, right? So instead of what some of y'all do, or almost could have happened to me if the burn in my belly wasn't so big, is you'll think, okay, well, Craigslist ain't going to work. Well, I guess that's it. And you're done. That was my one attempt to change my life, to get freedom, to get away from 26 years of working in restaurants and 65 hours a week with my son. We're not even able to stay in his house for half the week because of how many hours I was working. He was pretty young. So, but I had a burn big enough that I didn't even know what a Facebook group was. I didn't even know how to get in a Facebook group. So if that tells you how green I was to Facebook. But the instructions for that first business was to make sure you get in the Facebook group. I figured out how to get to the Facebook group, and things started clicking. And I was just so excited, right? And I was like, you know what? The answer to online business is sincerity. I posted that into a Facebook group, green as green can be. And I know that admin probably thought I was crazy or something. But y'all, something changed right then. I swear to you, something changed. I was like, I got this burn in my stomach. I've got to get this thing out. I got to show people. And so I took that $4 stand. I had an old S3 phone. And I sat down at my kitchen table. And I started making some videos, right? I didn't know what I was doing. I had to literally run around in the chair and sit down. I'd already master record, run around and master record, and then sit down in the chair, and didn't know how to edit any of it out, right? But y'all, I'm going to tell you something. As I was applying action, I had a burn in my stomach, and I knew God was going to do something. I just did. Even working 65 hours, y'all, I think in a month and a half, I made over 130 videos with nothing but a $4 stand and an S3 phone. It took me making 31 videos before I made my first commission. But you know what? There was a lot of excitement. I didn't know how to word things. I didn't know, I was as green can be about YouTube. I really didn't have any training, really. So at least I was trying something, right? But I learned that sincerity was the answer. And me believing in my business, applying action, getting seen and heard was going to be the answer. You cannot grow if you're not getting seen and heard, okay? Now, if you think you can hide behind a sales funnel like this, oh, I'm going to get rich and nobody's ever going to know who I am, you're lying to yourself. And a lot of y'all, you're spending thousands of dollars on paid advertising. You're branding someone else with their sales funnel. And let me tell you what really happens, y'all. And I tell people to pick one way to get out to people, right? So I pick YouTube. I'm very comfortable with that. It's the best way for people to connect with me in every business I do, my training or anything, right? So you're going to spend thousands of dollars getting into a business, up-ranking or whatever, doing paid advertising, and then they're going to walk through your house. I'm going to call it a house because basically that's what a sales page is, or a sales funnel is going to be, right? They're walking through your house. You ain't there. They don't even know who you are. Then they're going to leave, and you're going to take an email, because that's basically what paid advertising is usually, and you're going to try to catch them or trigger them with just the email itself, and that's going to be it. Okay, now, so the way you did it was you basically you weren't there. They walked around your house, walked down the hallways of your house, your sales funnel, and then left and then tried to catch them. In the YouTube world, I'm standing in front of my house with my hand out, welcoming people into my business, getting to meet me every step of the way. Compare that to you trying to catch them with an email. Is slim to none. Now, understand, I haven't spent a dime on paid advertising. Till this day, I've been free from a job almost 6 years, y'all. I have never spent a dime on paid advertising. I'm not against paid advertising. I'm just telling you, make sure that people are connecting with you. They have got to know who you are. And listen, the more the business is, if you've got a $500 business or a $1,000 business like Exitus Elite, it's a $1,000 business, y'all, you have got to let these people connect with you. Do you run around giving people $1,000 to people that you don't know? Then why would you expect these people to do the same? Now, let me tell you where a good portion of my income comes from, and you ain't gonna like it, some of y'all. You join a business, you pay $1,000 like Exitus Elite, and they got a good sales page and stuff. That's great. I'm not knocking the tools. It's awesome. But just give an example, Then you go buy advertising. You don't even really know what you're doing, to be honest. You're trying to catch them with an email. They don't know who you are. Well, they have this little inkling. It's like, wow, this business seems like it might be all right. What are they going to do? They're going to take the name of that business, Exitus Elite or Power Elite Systems or whatever the businesses you're doing that you hopefully you love, and they're going to go to YouTube most of the time. Now, honestly, YouTube's the second largest search engine in the world, but I think more people want to connect with someone directly, and they can feel it and sense it better at YouTube. So they usually go to YouTube, I would say first for business, then Google, to be honest. Now, Google will show YouTube videos down there as well. But at the same time, my phone woke up because I said Google. Sorry. But what's going to happen is you spent money, you show these people, you got the idea in their head, then they're going to go to YouTube, y'all. And what's going to happen at YouTube is they're going to see someone like me. They're going to connect with them because, to be honest, all you got to do is join a business, learn the bullet points, what makes a business great, and just let go. Let these people connect with you, man, and be accessible. Have your phone here. That is going to let these people know this is the right kind of business and this is the cat I'm looking for. What does it take to make it an online business, right? You got to find a business you believe in. You got to apply action, right? Now, that's going to be a big part for some of y'all. And you got to be accessible. Have your phone here. If they see me in a YouTube video and they know I believe in a business, don't you think when they talk to me on the phone, they're really going to know it? I'm the same person. You see what I'm saying? It's not hard. The reason I have such high ratios in sales is because of that I have the access to people to connect directly to me, and I do exactly what I just described. I don't do anything different. Now, here's something else, a real important tip right here. If you're doing a business that is free or cheap, excuse me, Craigslist can get you some good leads, right? That's potential. Facebook loves free and cheap. You could post on your timeline. You could start posting in the groups, how to make money online, online businesses, whatever you want to call it, advertising, whatever you want to call it. And people usually, if you do a good job, you can get a lot of people into free and cheap. Now, if you have a free or cheap business, you still need to let these people connect with you. One of the best things you can do is to have your timeline showing you're a beacon for your business, right? So yes, have things like, Christmas, stuff like that. Definitely let them show that you're a real person. But at the same time, you want these people to know they can scroll down a week, a month ago, 2 months ago, maybe years, like I am, and see that I'm still doing the same kind of business or the businesses that I've done over the years. You see what I'm saying? So being a beacon for your business has a big part of it. If I have a free or cheap business, I want them to get into the Facebook group, because what a Facebook group does, in my opinion, for a company is it legitimizes the company itself. Now, if your call to action after they tell them, look, y'all, at minimum, go ahead and sign up. This is free to do. Go ahead and sign up. I'll personally welcome you into the Facebook group. Get a chance to see what this thing is really about. And then they go and tell them to friend them as one of your first call to actions, right? They're going to look on your timeline. They're going to see you're the person that they wanted. So you need to become the sponsor that you are looking for. That's really what it's about, right? So they get to see down my timeline. And then if they go in the Facebook group of that business and they see I'm a go-getter, welcome them, congratulating these people, showing the commissions I've made, stuff of that nature, then it's also going to just drill home, this is the cat I need to be with. Okay? So it's pretty simple that And Facebook can be a good part of that when it comes to free and cheap. Okay. Now, when it comes to a higher, like $1,000 business, Facebook is looking free and cheap. Now, if you've got friends who, you've been doing online business for years and you've got these people who are connected to you, then there's a good chance they'll come in with you. You see what I'm saying? But for most people who are brand new, Facebook can be hard for $1,000 sale. I'm just letting you know. YouTube can be king when it comes to a $1,000 commission, in my opinion. So I would highly suggest maybe letting these people connect with you at the higher level businesses, and Facebook kind of goes second, in Craigslist. Maybe try it. Craigslist can be hot in certain areas if you are in Arizona, California, Texas. Those three locations, in my mind, are probably tops when it comes to people who are open-minded to businesses. So if you're doing Craigslist and doing a higher a ticket business, I would highly suggest maybe thinking about that. So just giving you some ideas between a high ticket and a lower one. The higher ticket, people are going to want to connect with you, and they should. People join people, and it's not going to change. You see what I'm saying? Now, let me read some of this right here, because I'll make sure I haven't missed anything, y'all. Listen, find a business that you believe in. Pick one way to get out to people and master it, knowing you're not going to quit. That's real important, y'all. When I joined a business and I started applying action and I didn't know what I was doing yet, and I started focusing at one way of getting out to people, it didn't matter what way I picked, because I knew that I wasn't going to quit. That means I was going to apply action, and I was going to learn to make it work for me my way by me applying action. And a lot of y'all, you don't get that. When I got free from a job, it was not actually YouTube. Facebook clicked to me. It was YouTube being sincere, but I couldn't get a lot of views and stuff like that. Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. And nobody had ever told me to focus at one way of getting out to people and master it, right? So I decided that I was going to pick Facebook, and I started writing content that meant something. And for about 2 weeks, I tried to post things, and some of y'all wouldn't have even last 2 weeks trying something that wouldn't work, right? So I was trying to post things and could not make anything click. I got leads, but nothing major, right? Let me tell you when things change. When I got mad, I got pissed off with Facebook or doing Facebook, that's when things changed. I started writing things that meant something, and people could sense it. And I took a picture of me and my little boy, and I posted it up there. If you look at my timeline, y'all, or whatever, I don't know if you can see this. There you go. You see this little thing right here. It's me and my little boy, right? I started posting pictures of me and my little boy, and I was telling them I found a business I'm really excited about, y'all. I did restaurants for 26 years or 25 years at that time, and there's already light at the end of this tunnel. I feel like this could really change stuff. I looked around at other people, and I noticed there were carbon copies of each other. And here I was being sincere, showing them I believed in a business, and that clicked, right? In 6 months' time, from day one, I was free from a job, May 7th of 2015, and I did it with an old S3 phone using Facebook. That's initially how I got free. Now, I didn't want to be a one-trick pony. So I wanted to learn how to do YouTube. I went #1 in the world in that business I was referring to. I got to the point I was doubling second place. I was getting 60 to 100 plus leads a day from off of Facebook. But I'd seen people that were doing YouTube in second, third place, and fourth place, where they did an excellent job. And it seemed like there was more of a residual sense once they did, the work, it would last longer. So I really wanted to learn how to do more, because if somebody come in underneath me and they didn't want to do Facebook, I didn't know what to teach them. You see what I'm saying? I was a one-trick pony. So I decided the next business I joined that I wasn't going to do any Facebook at all, and that I was just going to sit down and then hit YouTube. So I started focusing at YouTube. Y'all, I was making up to $13,000 a month in the first 90 days from a dead stop. I didn't even contact my list with YouTube. Now, I know some of y'all saying, "Oh, how can you do something like that?" To be honest, y'all, it's because I did the exact same thing I did with Facebook. When I got free from the job, I didn't know how to do email marketing. I didn't know how to do any paid advertising. Didn't know anything about solo ads. I did a little playing around with YouTube, but if you call it a phone and a $4 stand sitting on my kitchen table, YouTube, then okay, a little, I guess. But what made it different, in my opinion, was I picked the way that fit me best. And I observed the masses and did the opposite. I didn't want to be a carbon copy of somebody else. And I knew sincerity and believing what I was doing was going to make a difference. And I believed that. And it came across that way. People could sense it. So I just joined businesses I believed in. I started applying action and I learned from it, from the good or the bad. If something worked, great. If something didn't, great. I could learn from it just as much. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of y'all, you do online business, spend all this money, doing it for years, hiding behind a sales funnel or sales funnels, jumping from business to business to business. And a lot of you need this to work. I get these emails that are the longest emails I've ever seen in my life. They're not one of my downline. They have joined underneath someone else. They got in a Facebook group. They see me make like $40,000 in a month or something crazy, something that would change their lives. I know that, right? And I don't spend a dime on paid advertising. They're spending thousands and they can't get one person into their business. So they reach out to me and they got all this passion. Their husbands broke their back. They lost their car. The electricity's being cut off. They love this business. They've been in it for a year and a half or 2 years or something like that. I would give anything if I could make this work. And you know what the saddest part is, y'all? I'm not the one that needs to hear this email. Their leads need to see their passion. And this long email, all the things that they know this business inside and out, y'all. They believe in it. But they are stuck on their own hang-ups. Until you get to the point where you want your business more than you care what somebody thinks, you're only going to be playing with any business you do. I don't care what it is. And that's the honest truth, y'all. I was lucky enough, or maybe I had a burn in my stomach enough, or God pointed me in the right direction, where almost on day one, I sat down and started mashing record. And a lot of y'all, you can't do that. It's your hang-ups, y'all. And you'll talk about hang-ups. I'm entirely blind in my right eye. And my self-esteem was shot. You wouldn't believe I'd barely had any pictures of me. Now, I've got lots of pictures now since I got an online business. But I'm going to tell you something, y'all. Me sitting down and mashing record and getting in front of that phone and doing that was hard because my self-esteem was shot. I owe a lot of how much I've changed. You ain't going to believe how much I've changed. Believe me. Thank God, man. I've changed definitely. But I needed that change. And online business did that for me. That's the God's honest truth, y'all. Like somebody on my back porch. I apologize. All right. Some of y'all, you're going to spend thousands of dollars being in different businesses, not really making it. And you're never going to get to the point to where you get over your hang-ups so that people can start to connect with you. The number one thing you can ever do in online business is brand yourself. Okay? There's nothing better you'll ever do than brand yourself in the business. Whichever way you decide to get out to people, it don't matter. And I don't care, but solo ads is great. Email marketing is great. Just make sure these people are connecting with you every step of the way. The higher the ticket, the more you need to let these people connect with you. Point blank, period. If you get that part that I just said, and you get over your hang-ups, whatever they are, you think you're too old, you're too bald, you're blind like I am, you're missing an ear, whatever it is, y'all, if you believe in your business, I can honestly tell you, when you sit down and you mash record or whatever you're doing, and you got them pictures and stuff so that people connect with you, they might look at me, or at the beginning of whatever, if you're doing a YouTube video, just an example, yeah, they might see that you're old or fat or bald or whatever you want to call it, right? But y'all, if you believe in that business, that's going to last for about 5 seconds, and something's going to take over. People will follow people that believe in something, even if they don't even know what they're doing yet. That's the honest truth. And in my case, that burn in my stomach, man, was so large, I knew that either I'd have to get over my hang-ups or it won't going to work. Now, I love figuring stuff out. If there's anything God gave me, that's probably the best talent I've got. And I saw that early on. and I hit it head straight and just head forward as hard as I could go and got over my hangups. Now, I can tell you this, even having a picture of me and my son like this and the other pictures I've got, let me go to my timeline, I'll show you real quick. Here's a picture of me and my girlfriend. See, I'm blind in my right eye. I'm entirely blind, right? It was hard for me to get over taking pictures like this and posting them on Facebook or posting them somewhere. Y'all, I mean, I even do my thumbnails. This ain't the best one right here, but you know, or doing YouTube videos or using my phone or whatever I was doing, right? It wasn't easy, but y'all, I can tell you this, I wanted my business more than I cared what people think. And my confidence level went up like crazy. You know, I couldn't take a picture like this. But doing these videos and learning that people don't care. What is this? This is a picture of me and my little boy. There's a couple of pictures I had posted. That's one of my favorite ones right there, y'all. That was from my little boy a long time ago. This is, I lost a lot of weight. I lost like some weight like 163 or something at that time. And me and my little boy going out to the movie theaters and stuff like that, y'all, just having fun. That's actually my picture now, as a matter of fact. The point is, y'all, some of y'all are going to play with this for years, but until you get to the point that you are willing to brand yourself and to let people connect with you, you're going to struggle. A lot of y'all are going to have that problem. And the day that you decide that you want your business, whatever it is, it's going to be really your first day in online business. It's going to be from that day moving forward that stuff changes. And that's just going to have to be something you're going to come up with. Online business is not hard. It really, really is not hard, y'all. I've made money before. And, you know, it's like I said, I didn't feel like I knew what I was doing. I was just applying action, putting out a lot of content, people connecting with me, being sincere, being accessible, learning as I go by applying my own action. I would tell anybody to do that. Man, this could change your life. I got free in 6 months. You don't think my life ain't a lot different than it would have been? You know, I mean, it's a pure blessing. I cannot tell you how much better it is than working 65 hours a week in a restaurant, standing up so much that if I sat down to eat, I didn't want to get back up. You see what I'm saying? I lived that life, y'all. But when you get to that business that you love enough and then finally get over that, your own hangups, and understand they're your hangups, not those people watching you, that's when everything changes. And a lot of y'all, you know, online business isn't hard. It's just a lot of y'all are not willing to get over your hangups. And that's it. I kind of told you that this was going to be a little bit different, and I wasn't going to really try to push any one business or anything like that. And the reason why is because I could put this out for Power Elite systems. I could do this for Exitus Elite, maybe Newbies on Fire as well, to let these people see some of the problems they're having, because it is universal problems that they're having. Like I said, as far as when I jump into a business, I'm gonna do YouTube because I enjoy it. You know, it's pretty nice, and to be honest, I do get paid by YouTube as well. You know, I get about $120 a month to do YouTube videos, which is free. So, and here's another thing too, y'all. You don't have to do YouTube, okay? But I will tell you this: every person I've ever known who's made it, got freedom in online business. They might not have done it with YouTube to get free, but they had a footprint in the YouTube world. The reason why is YouTube is free real estate. So if someone's over their hangups and they understand that videos is one of the strongest ways to get people to connect with you, and you're branding yourself, it naturally, you go that way. You see what I'm saying? So that's really why, you know, videos are really hard to beat. That doesn't have to be YouTube. You can do Facebook Lives. The reason I don't do Facebook Lives, I live in North Carolina. The internet here is not good. And if I ever done any Facebook Lives, I look like 12 pixels wiggling around the screen. You know, it just, the quality wasn't there. When I do YouTube videos, it is there because of the fact that I am uploading a full, you know, to somewhere else. So they're not streaming bits and pieces, stuff of that nature. But it does not have to be YouTube. Any kind of video format I think is really powerful. Facebook can be a beast. You understand, here's a big ticket or lesson for people too. When you go to YouTube or Facebook or Craigslist, Make sure the training is new. If you're looking at training 5 years ago, you could have somebody that got free from a job using Facebook, and they're telling you exactly how they did it. But Facebook evolves and changes. So does YouTube. So does Craigslist. And there's all these new fandangled ways and stuff like that. So make sure that whatever path you pick, you're going to have to get strong. You're going to have to become bullheaded and learn how to get over your obstacles, whatever's in your way, because they're going to be there. If not, everybody be getting rich off that way that you're doing it. You know, whatever way you're picking, everybody be rich. Well, they're not. So they're hitting roadblocks. And what makes people make it and the ones that don't are going to be the ones that keep hitting their heads on that roadblock and figure out how to go over it, under it, around it, whatever it's going to be. And guess what? After you get past that first hurdle, there's probably going to be another one somewhere along the way. So these are the things that you're going to have to focus. And, you know, here's another thing too. If I'm your sponsor and you want to do YouTube, I'm probably a really good one for that. Facebook or anything. But y'all, you understand what I just taught you is universal for any way you get out to people. It don't matter what way you pick. It really don't matter. Your way of getting out to people doesn't matter as long as you're letting these people connect with you every step of the way. That's what you need to make sure. So if you understand the basics, it won't matter what way you get out to people. That's really the biggest difference. Okay, y'all. I'm going to end this video. This is the first time I've done a YouTube video in a while. I've only made maybe about 4 videos in the last 2 months. We've got a yacht that we bought, and a hurricane here in North Carolina, a 40-foot sailboat fell over on our 40-foot yacht. And I was having to come and go a little bit. I was staying there quite a bit to make sure I got all that squared away. I didn't post it on Facebook barely at all. I talked about it in some of the videos, and I took some screenshots and pictures and stuff like that while we were there. So that took away some of my time. My birthday, then me and my girlfriend were going to Tennessee. We stayed there for a little while. You know, just enjoying some of this fall, I believe. And then we had Christmas this month and stuff of that nature. And so, you know, but I knew after Christmas I was going to get back and making videos. I don't know if I'm going to be doing a lot of training videos. I might be more specific on, like, you know, email, follow-up emails or something like that. So I might start that training as well. If you have not seen Exitus Elite and you're curious about what they are, I have gotten over 200 videos. It changed my life. I paid my house off in the first 30 days into that business. It can be life-changing income. $1,000 commissions ain't no joke. It's a sweet spot. It is the sweetest spot, in my opinion. Power Lead Systems, y'all, I will show you this real quick. That's how I make my landing pages, sales pages, capture pages. This is how I let people connect with me. They see this. I talk about it. They go here. Here's a review. Again, me and my little boy sitting there connecting with me, with my blind eye, just as blind as I can be, letting these people connect with me. And, you know, I have access so people can call me. And I put the first member in for them because I stand out from other people inside the Exitus Elite business. So I use Power Lead Systems to brand me, and I don't have my training pages brought up right here, but also I have what's called my 3-generation bonus training. So anybody comes into the business, I let them get me and 2 other 6-figure earners who's been like number 1, number 2 in the world. We love one-up systems of training to go along with it. So it's not just me, it's other aspects of maybe branding themselves. But, you know, no matter what we might do a little bit different or how we get out to people or whatever it may be, you know what all of it still got in common? Exactly the fundamentals I described earlier. It's about finding businesses you believe in, getting over your hang-ups. It's about, you know, applying action, the good and bad, learning from it. One way is just as important as the other, and being accessible, y'all. Being able to answer the phone and being there for your people. If you got that, and then decide which way you're going to get out to people and master it, here's my kitty cat, Leo. That's my baby right here. He actually come in Christmas, and he actually helped us open the gifts and stuff. He was really sweet. My baby. Love my kitty cat. All right, y'all. I am going to end this video. If you need anything, let me know, and look forward to seeing you. Subscribe to my channels, and there'll be some more training coming. Appreciate it.